Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel Java Bytes with Joe. In the previous video, we discussed about variables and data types. Today, let's discuss and try to understand another interesting concept that is operators. So let's get started. Like I mentioned, today our focus will be on operators and types of operators. So the first thing, what are operators? Operators are special symbols in Java that are used to perform different kinds of operations on variables and values. Let's try to understand that with real life examples for better understanding. The plus operator is like adding money to our wallet while purchasing something or for any kinds of transactions. We need to add money to our wallet, so that is like the addition operation in programming world. And then minus operator is used when we need to spend the money. Expenditure is like subtracting the money. And calculation is when we need to calculate the price of something, like we can multiply the price with quantity. So calculation is going on. And the greater symbol or less than symbol, these operators can be used when we need to compare values in real life. It can be used when we need to compare the heights of two people. And assignment is like when we have to assign some value into box. So in programming world, it is like assigning some values to a particular variables. We need to consider the operators like tools in day-to-day life. We cannot perform any of these daily actions like adding money, spending the money, calculation of something, and comparing the values or storing the values. So without these tools, we cannot perform any of these actions. Similarly, in programming world also, to perform certain kinds of actions, we need these operators. Without this, a program cannot do anything meaningful. So that's the importance of operators in Java. Now let's see the different types of operators in Java. Total, we have 6 types. Starting with arithmetic operators, we have assignment, relational, logical, unary, and ternary as well. Now, let's try to go through them and understand one by one. First one is arithmetic operators. These are used to perform basic mathematical calculations. As we know, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. These are basic operations, and these are the operators we need to use. We have the simple examples here. We'll see the practical demo at the end of the discussion. Let's discuss all the operators first, and then we can have the practical demo towards ending. So the second one is assignment operators. These are used to assign values to variables. If you look at the first example, we are assigning the value 10 to variable A. And we can club the assignment symbol with any other symbols and perform the assignment operation. Let's try to understand the second example here. Here a plus equal to 5 means a equal to a plus 5. Similarly, we have other examples also. And first one is the simplest form of assignment operation. Third one is relational operators. These are used to compare two values, and this will always returns the Boolean value. It will check whether condition is satisfied or not. If condition is satisfied, it returns the true value, else false value will be returned. For example, if we have two variables like A and B here, as part of the first example, we'll check if both the variables are equal or not. If both the variables are equal, it will return the value true, else false will be returned. Similarly, we have other examples as well for other operations. Now the fourth one is logical operators. These are used to combine multiple conditions. Let's talk about the first one, logical AND. As part of this, we have two conditions here, and in between we are trying to perform some operation, that is logical AND. In this, both the conditions have to be true, only then true value will be returned, else false value will be. If any one of the conditions is being false, false value will be returned. And for logical OR, it is slightly different. At least one condition has to be true, then true value will be returned. Else, if both the conditions are being false, false value will be returned. Coming to the last one, logical not, it will reverse the value and send the same value. For example, here we have one variable has id. If it is containing value true, it will invert the value to false and false value will be returned. If it is containing false, it will change it to true and the same value will be returned. Coming to unary operators, these work with only one operand. If you look at the previous examples, we have been dealing with the two operands. So let's try to understand what operand means. Operand is nothing but a value or variable on which operators perform different kinds of operations. If you look at the previous example, here we have two operands. Variables are nothing but operands. So for all the other operators, we need to deal with the minimum two operands. And this whole thing we call as expression. So expression is the combination of variable or value and the operator. But when it comes to unary operators, they work with only one operand. So there won't be any involvement of other variable here. Whatever the operation we are trying to perform, it will be performed on the single operand or variable. So we have different operators as part of unary operators, increment, decrement, plus. So as part of increment, value will be incremented by 1. Decrement also, value will be decremented by 1. And this plus symbol indicates the positive sign of a number, but it is redundant because by default all the numbers are positive. So no need to explicitly mention them as positive. And this negative sign, minus sign, indicates the negative sign of a number. And we have logical not, it inverts the boolean value. And this is the bitwise operator, it inverts each bit in boolean value, sorry, in binary value. In binary, if we take the value of any number in boolean format, it inverts the flips ones to zeros and zeros to ones. That's the purpose of bitwise operator. Now moving on to the last one, ternary operators. This is the short form of if else. It's a different concept. If else is a different concept. We'll try to cover it in the upcoming videos. But both the things serve same purpose. So ternary operator is a short form of if else. Let's try to understand ternary operators with this example. We have one condition here and we are checking whether this condition is true or false. If this condition is true, we'll return the value 1. If it is false, we'll return the value 2. So here the question mark deals with the true value and colon deals with the false value. So far we have discussed about operators, types of operators, and we understood the importance of them. Now let's do a quick demo and understand how they practically work. I created a simple Java program operators to explain about all the types of operators. So let's start with the first one, arithmetic operators. Let me execute this program and show you. I created some variables and initialized them with the default values. And as part of arithmetic operators, we have performed basic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. And yeah, these are the results. This is simple. So let's move on to the second one. Assignment operators. Like we discussed, we are assigning some value to some variables. So the current value of A is 10 here. And as part of this expression, we are changing the a value again. Like this expression means a equal to a plus 5. So 10 plus 5 will become 15. And the same value we are trying to print. And it got printed 15. Now the current value of a is 15. On top of that, we are assigning some other value. A equal to a minus 3. So 15 minus 3, 12. Same value got printed. And similarly for other operations also, based on the current value of a, the correct values got populated. Let's move on to the next one. Relational operators. These, like we discussed, these operators are used to compare the values. We are trying to check if both variables a and b are equal or not. So the current value of A is 6 and current value of B is 3. 6 is not equal to 3. Condition is not satisfied. So false value will be written. Let me show you. So false value is written. Moving on to the next operation. 6 is not equal to 3. True. So true value is written and we printed the same value. Now A value is containing 3. 6. 6 is greater than B value 3. That is true. So we printed true value. Now 6 is less than 3. False. A greater than or equal to B true. 6 is less than or equal to 3. False. Logical operators. This is the logical AND. So both the conditions have to be true like we discussed. Let's see that. Age variable is containing the value 25. 25 is greater than 18 true. First condition is true. And the second one has ID is variable that is containing the value true. So both the conditions are true. Then only it will return the true. So in this scenario it is returning true and we are printing the same value. True. Now, for logical OR, at least one condition has to be true. So, age is containing 25. 25 is greater than 30. True. So, we no need to check the second condition also. By default, true value will be written. But has IDs in this scenario, has IDs, this variable second condition is also being true. So, yeah, true value is returned. And has id this variable is containing value true and so the value is inverted to false and the same value we are printing here. Let's see the example for unary operators also. As we know, unary operators work with single operand. That is why we're not seeing any other variables here. We are performing all the operations on single operand A. So the current value of A is it was 6. And as part of this operation pre-increment, value will be incremented by 1. So 6 plus 1, 7, and we are printing that value. So 7 is printed. And the current value of A is 7. We are doing the pre-decrement. So value is decremented by 1, decreased by 1, and it became 6. We printed the same value, and this simply indicates the negative sign of the number. Current value of A is 6, and yeah, this is the negative sign of 6. And flag variable is containing value true. So logical NOT will invert the value true to false, and we printed the same value. Now let's see the example for last operator ternary also. Let's check this condition. If this condition is true, we'll return the first value. In the first place, we have this variable a. So whatever the value a is holding, we'll return that value. Or if this condition is false, we'll return the value from second place. In the second place, we have variable b. So whatever the value b is holding, that value will be returned. So let's check this condition, whether it is true or not. A current value of a is 6. 6 greater than current value of b is 3. 6 greater than b, condition is true, so we'll return the first value. In the first place, we have a. So a is containing current value 6. So 6 will be returned and it will be assigned to new integer variable max. And in the next line, we are trying to print the max variable. So 6 got printed. We have discussed and seen the examples for all the operators. So that's all for today's video on operators. I hope this session helped you gain some knowledge about operators and operator types in Java. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll try to be back with another interesting concept in the next video. Until then, take care and bye.